or not? No, put it down. Put it down. That's another reason why I drink.
That's like such an enormous library. I really need some time to think about that.
Pour me another, please.
It is never a dull moment with children.
So I have a list. First on my list is all the questions. So right now, Cruz, my middle child, he is in a question phase and everything is a question. And every time I tell him something or to do something, it's, but why, mommy? And he has the cutest little innocent, most adorable voice ever, but it just doesn't stop. It's just question after question after question, to the point where I don't even know how to answer the question anymore. That's number one, because that's a current situation.
Well, let's see, our schedule that I created, by the way. I decided all these things were okay. So let's see, we have Monday, we have swim and basketball. Tuesday, t-ball. Wednesday, religion class. Thursday, gymnastics and ninja class. Friday, we actually usually have off. Saturday is 45 birthday parties, followed by basketball games and t-ball games and whatever else. By the end of all of them, I'm like, make it a double. How about this year? They're like, we really need t-ball coaches. And I'm like, hey, what? Why am I volunteering to do that? That was stupid. So now I volunteer and I coach my son's t-ball team, 4-year-olds. So that's my other reason to drink.
I don't know if I have any that I'm willing to share. God, I have more stories about my dog, actually. Yeah. One of our dogs got into her urinary incontinence medication. I wasn't the one who gave them to her, so I didn't know how many of those pills were in there. So I didn't know how many she had. So I called the vet and I told them that, and they're like, well, you don't have to bring her in yet. Give her some bread soaked in hydrogen peroxide and stuff that down her throat, and that will induce vomiting. So I did that. She started vomiting, so I rushed her outside and the other dogs followed me. The other dog ate her vomit, and then he started vomiting because it was peroxide soaked bread that he was eating. It was just like this, and I'm sitting here going, dogs suck. That led me to drink.
Number two is so many snacks. We just recently took a flight and it was me alone with the 2 kids. And I don't know if it was either impressive or embarrassing how many snacks my kids ate on this flight. They just are bottomless pits. They don't stop ever. And they'll eat literally 2 minutes later, Mommy, can I have another snack? That's definitely number 2. Number 3, poop. Just not even gonna say anything more there.
The it's not fairs. It's not fair. It's not fair. So the other week, my youngest had dental work done. Like legit sticking stuff in his gums, and then he got a popsicle. Well, it's not fair he got a popsicle. Oh, well then let's go stick some stuff in your gums and you can get some dental work done and then you can have a popsicle, then it'll be fair. That's not fair. I'm just like, okay.
No one ever told us becoming parents would involve so much talk and interaction with bodily fluid. This one time, my oldest, he was about 3, and he woke up in the middle of the night, came to our room, and said his tummy was hurting. My husband and I, in our sleepy haze, say, all right, bud, just crawl into bed with us. And we figure snuggles almost cure everything that a kid says is ailing them. He gets into bed with us, and he lays with us for about a half hour or so. My son all of a sudden just sits up in the middle of the bed, and then it happens. He turns to me and vomits all over the front of me. I scream, my husband jumps out of bed. I felt it from like here down. My husband's focused on my son. Meanwhile, my son got all of the vomit out on me. No, honey, cut the shirt off. I don't even want this pajama shirt anymore. Just cut it off, buy me a new one. So my husband runs to the kitchen and he grabs the scissors, he goes, shoo, and he takes it off, and I had to hop in the shower, get cleaned up. My son was totally happy. After he got it out, he was happy as a lark. And I remember getting out of the shower at 2:33. I remember the exact time I looked at the clock. At 2:33 in the morning, I could use a nice tall glass of some wine.
Number 4, try running errands with your kids. Like, you're like, oh, all I need to do is go to the post office. Do you know what that entails? It's so much work. It's getting out of the car, getting everybody safely inside, not running through the parking lot, standing in the line at the USPS office, which is terrible and sometimes extremely long. So that's number 4.
My children can argue over anything. Charlie will say like, oh, it's such a nice day, and Owen will go, actually, there's 3 clouds in the sky, so it's cloudy out. And I'm like, why? Charlie will go, my dress has 42 stars on it, and Owen will go, it's actually 41 stars. And I'm like, is it necessary to argue with your sister over this stupidest stuff? My husband's a CPA and he works 6 days a week right now, so from January to May, I'm single mom status. That's another reason why I drink. Fortnite. Fortnite has taken over our lives. The dancing, he's doing it literally as I say that. Fortnite dancing, and the Fortnite in general. Can I get a bottle, please?
Temper tantrums in the Target checkout line that usually result in carrying your kid out of the store surfboard style, screaming because they want 10 different toys and tell you that you never buy them anything. That's number 5. I could go on, but I just made a short little list for you. Those things, they definitely drive me to drink. In our house, we call drinks spicy drinks because one day my kids were like, "Oh, Mommy, that looks like water. Can I have a drink of your water?" And I'm like, "That's not water. That's a spicy drink," because my kids don't like spicy things. You know, in our house, anytime we have an adult beverage, it's called a spicy drink. And now our kids are like, "Oh, Mommy's drinking another spicy drink." And I was like, "Yeah, Mommy's drinking a spicy drink. It's one of those days."
I get double.
What about me? What about Pepsi?